Okay, let us have a discussion on optics today. Okay, so optics is a study of light. So before have a discussion on optic, we should know much familiar with the nature of light. Okay, it starts from the study of light. If you know light well, about light well, then you come to know about optics in detail. Okay, so to know about light, basically what is a light? Basically light is a form of energy. Light is a form of energy, and the second important thing is it is having a dual nature, both particle and wave nature it is possessing. So we have been discussing on topic optics. In that we are coming to know about what exactly light is, and in detail we are going to have a discussion on the optics. So first we started from knowing about the light. First point what we come to know is light is a form of energy, and of course light is consisting of so what is light consisting of? Electric and magnetic fields. Okay, so this electric and magnetic fields are vibrating or varying perpendicular to the velocity of propagation of the wave. If the wave is propagating in x direction, then the electric field is vibrating in a y direction, and magnetic field is in z direction, that is into the board and coming out of the board. That is the direction. So this is the basic what a light is. Light is a form of energy consisting of both electric and magnetic fields varying perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. That is the first important point before we start the understanding about the light. Okay, so the second important thing, we come to know light is a wave. Which wave it is? Transverse electromagnetic wave. That is most important. Not only simply it's a wave, light is a TEM wave, transverse electromagnetic wave. Why? Because both the electric field and magnetic field are transverse to the direction of the propagation of the wave, perpendicular, and hence light is termed to be a transverse electromagnetic wave. This is the very basic important point before we start discussion on light. Okay, so this is the first point we come to know, and the other important points, the properties of light. The first property of light is reflection property. The second property is refraction property. And the third property is diffraction property. And fourth one is dispersion. Fifth, scattering. Sixth, interference. Seventh, polarization. There are clear properties, other properties are there, but most important properties. And among the properties, which property we should come to know before we go to the examination, and which learning which property will give more marks for us. Let us have a discussion on that. Okay, I think most of the part, diffraction is there in your syllabus, dispersion is there, scattering is there, interference is there. Of course, polarization rarely it is asked, refraction is asked, reflection is asked, I think. Okay, so whenever I tell and keep asking you, you ready to tell me the answer, so that what you are understanding I will come to know. Understand? So let us have a discussion on the first property. Okay, we are discussing on optics, that is light. So in this session, let us have some important conceptual knowledge. Let us attain some important conceptual knowledge on the properties of light. The first property is reflection property. So in the reflection property discussion, when light fall on shiny, transparent, opaque material. Shiny, transparent, opaque material. It must be shiny, transparent, plain, opaque. So that automatically it will be getting reflected. Again, I am repeating, what is reflection? Reflection is the phenomenon of light by which it deviates back. I am saying deviates back into the same medium. Okay, it deviates back into the same medium, or it deviates back when it fall on smooth, shiny, opaque surface. So that is the property of reflection. Okay, so when it is falling on smooth, shiny, opaque surface, it will be reflecting like this. So this is a point of incident. This is called a incident ray. Of course, this is a reflected ray. Everything we already know, but what we are going to, discuss on some new points is the first law of reflection. First law. What first law is saying? The angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Angle A is equal to angle R. Okay. And the second law is the incident ray, reflected ray, and this is called normal, and point of incident and normal all lie on the same plane. The meaning is, okay, before have a discussion on some important problems, the concept now we are learning, that is the angle of incidence is angle of reflection. The first law, it is saying about in the discussion of the understanding about the laws of reflection. The second important point is the incident ray, reflected ray, normal, and the point of incidence all must lie on the same plane. That is second law. But the meaning is, though incident light is angle I is equal to angle R, at what angle it is incident at the point of incidence, and the angle how much it is making with the normal, that must be equal to the reflected ray and the angle between the normal. Maybe suppose some ray is there which is going in air, not on the board, which is moving into the air, but it is not on the board, having same angle R, the same angle R. Okay, so it is not possible to have such a ray while the light is having a reflection on a smooth, shiny, opaque surfaces. That meaning is the angle of incident, the angle of reflection, both must be on the board only. It cannot be into the board or into the air. So that is the meaning of the second law. Okay, all must lie on the same plane. First law is saying about angle A is equal to angle R. Second law is saying that all must be on the same plane. I think you came to understand. Okay, now let me ask some question on what you understood till now. Okay, so suppose this is the question given to you in example 1. Okay, the question is, the first question is, what is angular? What is the angular? And what is angle D? Deviation. So here, actually, in the absence of this shiny opaque material, this light ray would have gone into this direction. so would have gone in this direction in the absence of this shiny opaque material. Because of the presence of this material, the light ray is reflected in this direction. So actually light is going in this direction. Because of the presence of this medium, it is deviated into this direction, and hence this particular angle is called angle of deviation. Okay, so this is angle of reflection, this is angle of deviation. Okay, now I think you can give the answer for the question what I have asked. Okay, angle A is this one, angle R is this one, angle D is this one. So can anybody tell the answer? What is angle R?
60 degrees.
May I know who is that?
Neha.
Neha, good girl. 60 degrees is right answer. Can anybody say why? Other students. Why she told 60 degrees? Do you know?
Because the angle of incidence will be 60 degrees.
Yeah.
So the reflected angle will be 60 degrees.
Based on which law you told the answer?
First law of reflection.
Based on first law. Angle A is equal to angle R, and hence it is 60 degrees. What about angle D?
90.
Huh?
90 degrees.
First answer I have written here 60 degrees. Again Neha telling 90 degrees. Second answer is 90. Is there any deviation in the answer, or everybody is agreeing with the same answer? Let us see. So this is the actual direction of the ray. Okay, definitely this must be the, not this. This must be the deviation angle. Okay, so this is 30. Of course, this is 60 what she have already told. Again, it will be becoming 60 degrees. Okay, is Neha is listening this 60 degrees, 60 degrees. Is it okay? Now this small angle will be 30 degrees. Definitely, is it not? Okay, so this is 30. If this is 30, this will be 30 degrees. See, when two lines are like this. Okay, when two lines are like this, if one angle is 30 degrees, it must be also 30 degrees. If it is 30 degrees, definitely it will become 30 degrees. Do you agree with me? So this angle must be equal to this angle, and hence I decided the angle between this line and this line is 30 degrees, and from here to here again it is 30 degrees. Why? Because if it is 60, it is a 90 degrees perpendicular angle. If this is 60, it will be 30. So 30 and 30 is the angle between the actual direction of the light ray and the deviated direction. And hence, what is the total angle? 60 degrees. Is it not?
60 degrees.
Okay. So you told 90 degrees. 60 degrees, I think. I think you understood. Did you understand this? Is there any doubt in this? Who told 90? I am asking to them only. Understood how 60 came? Again, I am asking one more question so that, okay? So let us have one more question. So this is incident ray. This is normal. On the normal line only incident ray is there. So what is angle R and what is angle D? What is your answer? Anybody? I think first one is 60 is good, but second answer went wrong. Okay. Just we started with level 1 problems only. Okay. We keep going to level 5. Just we started the small level problems in optics. Okay. We keep moving to the higher level problems. Okay. You keep saying, you keep interact with me so that I will come to understand what you need, what you know. Okay. So what is your answer? If you tell the answer, so that I will come to understand what you are, understanding or not, I will come to know. What is angle R here in this question? Incident ray is on the normal line. It is on the normal line. Of course, the reflected ray is also on the normal line. So if the incident ray perpendicularly incident on a opaque material, definitely it will be rebouncing back in the same direction. So in that particular case, what is your answer? Angle R is equal to how much and angle D is equal to how much?
Sir, is it 0 degree?
0 D. Who told the answer? 0 degrees. Which one? First one or second one?
First one, reflected angle.
Answer for first question, you told 0 degrees.
Yes, sir.
That's very good. What about answer 2? I think for previous question also your answer is good for first question, but unable to tell about the second answer. But now if you tell second answer, no doubt you are a very good student.
So 180 degrees.
Who told that 180 degrees? That's
Neha.
very good. 180 degrees is right answer. I think now you came to understand. See, this is the actual direction of the light ray. In this direction, light is falling on the, interface. This is a interface. Okay, this is interface upon which interface means a opaque material, shiny opaque material, a mirror. Let it be a mirror. Light is incident in this direction and reflected in the same direction, and hence actual direction of light is it is going in this direction. In the absence of this particular mirror, this light ray would have gone in this direction, is it not? Because of the presence of this mirror, it is deviated in this direction, and hence this is actual direction and this is deviated direction. And total how much it is deviated? Suppose a car is there, okay? So before accident, before dashing, it is moving in this direction. Suppose after having a dash, so it is deviated in this particular direction. So this is called angle of deviation. Like that, actually light is going in this direction. Because of presence of this material, it is moving again back into this direction. So actual direction, this is deviated direction. Total angle is 180 degrees. Only one student is responding well. Good. Okay. But others should also able to tell. I am moving to the other discussion. Second one is, second most important property is refraction. This is one of the most important concept in which we are going to solve more number of models. What are those models? We are going to see. First of all, can anybody say what is refraction? Meaning of refraction, can anybody tell? Refraction, what is the meaning?
Sir, definition?
Whatever you know, you tell. It must be meaningful and very good.
The phenomena of light in which it bends obliquely when it travels from one transparent medium to another.
Very good. She is saying the bending. Simply you are telling that bending. I think bending of light. You used the word bending. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Is there any other answer? Can anybody able to say an appropriate? What she told is good, very good. But some more appropriate answer other than bending? The phenomenon, I am repeating again, the phenomenon by which light deviates, the phenomenon by which light deviates from its actual path of propagation. Okay, the phenomenon by which light deviates from its actual path of propagation when it passes from one medium to another medium. Okay, so when it is propagating from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, automatically because of the optical change in density, optical density is varying. So this is a denser medium. Okay, this is a rarer medium. Okay, so simply R is a denser medium. Okay, so rarer to denser or denser to rarer, whatever the situation may be, actual direction from its actual direction. So this is let it be this angle of incidence. Okay, so this is the region. This is called interface. Okay, interface. So this is the actual direction. So it deviates from its actual direction. When it is passing from rarer to denser medium, it deviates towards the normal, or it bends, as she told, bends. Okay, so it deviates towards the normal, or it bends towards the normal when it passes from rarer medium to denser medium. So that is this is angle of deviation. This is angle of refraction. Okay. Similarly, when light moves from denser to rarer, in which direction it deviates or bends? It deviates from, so this is a angle of incidence. Okay, so this is actual direction of the path, and it deviates away from the normal, or it bends away from the normal. So this is a angle of refraction. This is a angle of deviation. I think you now come to understand what is refraction. You clearly listen, because I am going to ask some neat oriented questions now. You should be able to answer. If you are unable to answer now, definitely you cannot answer in the examination also. If you are good at the session, if you are keep speaking, now if you are good in answering, definitely you will be, giving good answers in the examination also. No doubt in that. Okay. So try to give a more appropriate answer. Okay. Whenever, whatever it is a demo session, whatever it is a discussion and study, it must be very, you should be very sincere and good at giving answers. That is the, one of the good quality of a student. Okay. So this is angle of incidence. This is angle of refraction. This is angle of deviation. I think the concept is clear, I think. Okay. Okay. So when light passes from rarer medium to denser medium, it deviates its direction such that it bends or it deviates towards the normal from rarer to denser. When denser to rarer, so this is denser to rarer medium, it is deviating away from the normal. See, this is actual direction. So this is actual direction. This is normal. It is deviating away. See, more deviation. More deviation. Denser to rarer, but whereas rarer to denser, it is coming close to the normal. It is moving away to the normal. That is the important point. Okay. During refraction, first, important point. During refraction, there are some characteristic of waves are there. What are the characteristics of wave? Can anybody tell? Characteristic of a wave. What is your answer? Characteristic of a wave. Shall I give one characteristic of a wave? Amplitude is one of the characteristic of a wave. What is the other characteristic? Can you say? Amplitude.
Frequency.
Very good, very good. Frequency. Any
Wavelength.
other? Huh?
Wavelength.
Wavelength. Any other? Any other?
Wave velocity.
Velocity is not a characteristic. Quality of a wave, which gives the information about the harmonical presence in the wave. Okay, so that is not important for our present topic, and hence I am leaving aside for a while. Okay, not completely. So wavelength or amplitude, frequency are the most important characteristic of a wave. So which characteristic of a wave remain unchanged? Which characteristic of a wave remain unchanged or constant during the process of refraction? What is your answer?
Frequency.
Frequency.
That's very good. Frequency. Okay. Frequency. Why? Because see, if you take a beaker of water, if you, keep a blue color stick like this, a blue color stick, the blue color stick is appearing in the same blue color only, but it will look like a little bit bending when you keep inside the denser medium. Because of the bending is occurring because of the phenomenon of refraction. Though phenomenon of refraction is occurring, but the frequency which decides about the color is unchanged. So that is the important point here. Do you know how human beings able to see a particular color? Can anybody tell the answer? You are
Phones.
looking, the board is appearing in green color. What is the reason? Can anybody tell? An appropriate reason? Again, I am repeating one important point. During the process of refraction, the characteristic of one of the most important point, the characteristic of light which is unchanged is frequency. Very good. Okay. So one more important question I asked. The board is appearing in green color. Can you tell the exact reason? What is happening during the mechanism of vision? Do you have any idea? So that you will come to understand very well about optics. Anybody? Or shall I give a hint, or shall I give an appropriate explanation? What is your answer? You want me to tell, or you will give any information? The board is appearing in green color. What is the reason? You told that frequency decides the color of a particular object. That is unchanged, because I am repeating again, the frequency decides the color of an object. Suppose blue color stick is kept in a beaker of water, the blue color stick only you will be appearing though it is refracted. But inside the water, that blue color stick is appearing as if it is bending. Okay, the bending is because of refraction, but though refraction is occurring, the stick does not losing its frequency quality. That is, blue color is remaining constant, but it is bending. So why this blue color, frequency, how it is deciding the particular nature of a particular, color of a particular physical object? What is your explanation? Actual mechanism. Okay. You are looking so many number of physical objects in nature. Okay. To see a particular physical object, definitely light should fall on that physical object. Is it not? Otherwise, you cannot able to see that particular object. Okay. Whenever light is falling on the object, you will come to recognize, you will come to know the color of that particular object. Okay. Suppose a particular we go to some to purchase some clothes in a showroom. Suppose you exactly identify the exact color of the cloth you are purchasing in only white light. If they keep kept some yellow color light and other light, you cannot exactly identify actual color of that particular cloth. Okay. Whenever white light is falling only, you are exactly able to understand the actual color of the particular physical object. That is the first important point. Okay. Suppose if you are observing the same physical object in different colors, you cannot identify the exact color of the particular physical object. Okay. When white light is falling on any physical object, white light is consisting of the mixture of all these frequencies: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. All the frequencies mixed in equal proportions is called white light. Understand? So blue, green, red are called basic colors. So if you mix exact proportion of these three colors, you will be getting white light. So that is important point. Okay. If you mix in different proportions these colors, you will be getting all the shades. Okay. So when white light is falling on a particular object, okay, the physical object is having a nature such that it absorbs all the frequencies, but unable to absorb a particular frequency. Considering the example of this board. This board is made up of a physical material. White light is falling on this board, white light is consisting of all these frequencies. Okay. So when white light is falling, this board material is able to absorb violet, indigo, and blue frequencies, and of course, the frequencies associated energy also, and of course, yellow, orange, red also, but unable to absorb this green color. Okay. All the frequencies are absorbed by the material of the board, but unable to absorb the green color frequency, and hence it is, as because it is unable to absorb, simply it is emitting or radiating back. Okay. When it is radiating back, the green color is coming out of the material of this board. When it is falling on the retina of our eye, we are able to recognize the particular material what we are seeing is in green color. Did you understand, or shall I repeat again? Suppose your dress is in blue color. What is the meaning? Can you explain? So white light is falling on your material of the dress. Your blue color dress is able to receive or absorb the light energy consisting of all the frequencies, violet, indigo, green, yellow, but unable to receive blue color. Simply it is re-radiating or emitting, radiating back, as because it is absorbed, it will be simply reflected back. So only that light is falling on the retina of your eye, and you are able to recognize it as in blue color. So that is the exact phenomenon of the visual identification of a particular physical object. I think you came to understand. Okay. And hence that is the reason why blue color, that is related to frequency, is looking in blue color only. Okay. It is unchanged. Frequency is unchanged. And hence, during the process of phenomenon of refraction, you can able to observe that frequency is a constant. So, as we have already told, the wavelengths 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. So, these are the lambda values, wavelengths of a particular. What is the velocity? What is the velocity of light with SI units? Can you tell
3
the
into
answer?
10 power 8 meter per second.
3 into 10 power 8 meter per
Meter per
second.
second.
This is SI unit. This is exact value. Wavelength is 400 nanometer. For violet, I am writing violet 400 into 10 to the power of minus 9 is called nano. 10 to the power of 9. All are in SI units. Now I think you can calculate the frequency. F, let it be F or nu. Okay. What is the frequency? How you get the frequency? Which formula you are going to use? If I ask velocity is 3 into, it's an important question what I am asking. Velocity is 3 into 10 power 8. And lambda is equal to 4 into 10, 400 into 10 for violet color I am asking. 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. What is the frequency of the violet color?
The C by mu.
C by?
Mu.
What is, first you tell the answer.
C by
Tell the
lambda.
formula. C is equal to?
Mu.
Mu lambda.
Very good. Or V is equal to N lambda. N frequency, lambda wavelength, V velocity. C velocity, frequency, wavelength. Okay. C is equal to V lambda. C is equal to this one. Okay. Lambda is this one. What is frequency? 3 into 10 power 8 by 400 into 10 power. Is it not? You will be getting an answer. Okay. What is the SI unit of frequency? What is the SI unit of frequency?
Hertz.
Very good. Hertz. Okay. You will be getting answer in Hertz. Okay. So, when a particular light wave is passing, we told the frequency is unchanged. What are the other characteristic of light which are changed during the process of refraction? Can you say the answer? Frequency is unchanged. Okay. What are the other factors they are changing?
Wavelength.
Very good. Wavelength is changing. And
Amplitude.
velocity is changing. Okay. If you keep this one constant, C by lambda is changing. If C is increasing, lambda is decreasing, such that keeping the new value constant during the process of refraction. Okay. How this question is asked? Some neat previous questions I am now going to ask you. Okay. So before asking the question, I'll give one more important information about. We already came to know about refraction. Now let us have the important concept on refractive index. Okay. So what is the definition of refractive index? Refractive index. Can anybody tell what is refractive index? It is the comparison of the velocity of light, how it is moving from one particular transparent material to another transparent material. That is velocity of light in air by velocity of light in medium. So that is called refractive index. Understood? So velocity of light is always 3 into 10 to the power of 8 only. But velocity of light in medium definitely more or less compared with this value. What is your answer?
2
Less.
into 10 to the power
Huh?
8.
What is your
Less.
answer?
The 2 into 10 to the power 8. That's it.
3 into 10 to the power of 8 is velocity of light in air. No doubt in that. Okay. Velocity of light in medium, I told. Maybe the medium may be glass, maybe water, maybe diamond, or maybe any other material, kerosene, whatever it may be, or ice. Okay. So definitely velocity of light in air, when it is compared with the velocity of light in medium, so let it be some velocity of light in air, VA. Okay. Velocity of light in medium, VM. Okay. Which means symbol should I keep here? Less than, greater than, or is equal to? Which symbol should I keep? What is your answer? Velocity of light in air is always dash than velocity of light in any medium. What is your answer?
First one.
Velocity of air is greater.
1 or 2 or 3?
2,
One.
sir.
2, sir.
2. That's very good. Very good answer. Velocity of light in air is always greater than velocity of light in medium. Okay. The meaning is during the refraction, the velocity of light is dash. What is your answer? Again, I am repeating the question. During the phenomenon of refraction, the velocity of light becomes dash. How you feel that dash?
Lesser.
Decreases.
Decreases.
Less is right answer, but decreases is the appropriate answer. Less is right answer. Okay. Try to speak in more appropriate language. No problem. Okay. The velocity of light when compared with the velocity of light in air always less, because that is the reason why VA is greater than VM. Okay. So if I ask, told that means the meaning is this is numerator, no? This is numerator, this is denominator. You are telling indirectly that numerator is always greater than denominator. Okay. Numerator is greater than denominator. So n value is always greater than which particular value?
1.
1. Because numerator is always greater than denominator, definitely this factor value is always greater than 1. And hence refractive index is always greater than 1. That is one more important point. You observe. Okay. What is the refractive index of water? What is your answer? 1 point? See, it is greater than 1. Observe. Refractive index of glass. What is your answer? 1.5.
1.5.
It is greater than 1. Understood why? Okay. Why? Because all these things I am explaining you, I am going to ask NEET oriented question. What the questions which are asked previous in previous examination, NEET examination, now I am going to ask you. Be ready. Okay, this is the refractive index of glass 1.5. What about refractive index of diamond? Do you know the specialty of refractive index of diamond?
2.47.
Ah, this is what is this value? Is the value is having any specialty?
Highest refractive index.
That's
the-
very
till
good.
now.
This is the highest refractive index value present on the materials which is possessed by the materials having material having this highest value. Okay, so highest possible value on the earth. Okay, this is the highest possible value available on the earth is 2.42 exhibited by the material diamond. Okay, so diamond is having a more refractive index. Okay, diamond shines brilliantly. Diamond shines brilliantly is having three reasons. Okay, why diamond shines brilliantly? Having three reasons. One of the reason is highest refractive index. First reason. What are the second and third reasons? Do you know?
Sir, total internal reflection.
Very good. Total internal reflection. What about second? Highest refractive index, total internal reflection. We have to discuss total internal reflection also. One of the most important concept in optics. Okay. Questions will be coming from that. Okay. What about second one?
Brilliance.
Least.
Critical angle.
What is critical angle? What is critical angle? What is total internal reflection? Do you have any idea? Okay.
Yes, sir.
One by one I am going to ask you. One by one I am going to train you. Okay. Don't be hurry. Okay. So what the NEET oriented question, what I have already told you, I am going to ask you. The question is, refractive index of glass is, it is already asked in the examination. Refractive index of glass is 1.5. Okay. What is the velocity of light in glass? What is your answer? Before
2 into
1
10 power
minute
8.
start. Huh?
2 into
2
10
into
power
10
8.
power.
Very good. That is
Meter per
what I am expecting. Do you know how it came?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I am going to, Neha, I think. Neha understood why 2 into 10 power 8 is came?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now another question I am going to ask you. N of G means refractive index of glass. N of W means refractive index of water. Okay. N of WG. What is the meaning? N of W means refractive index of water. N of G means refractive index of glass. What is N of WG? Suppose N of 1. What is the meaning of N of 1? Refractive index of medium 1. Is it not? Okay. N of 2 means refractive index of medium 2. Okay. Then N of 1, 2. What is the meaning?
N1 by N2.
N1 by N2. What is meaning I am asking?
Refractive
The light
index
is
of first medium
passing
with
from first medium to second medium.
What I have written here? What I have written?
first
Huh?
medium relative to
Ah.
second medium.
Relative refractive index. The meaning is relative refractive index. Okay. What is the meaning of N of 1, 2? Relative refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2. That is the meaning. Now you can tell what is the N of WG? N of GW. What is the meaning? N of WG?
Relative refractive index of water with respect to glass.
That's great. Okay. Relative refractive index of water with respect to glass. Very good. Okay. So, what is the N value of N of WG? You know. So, I am writing here N of W is 4 by 3. You know that. This is 1.33. Okay. And N of glass is 3 by 2, you know that. How much is 1.5? Okay. So what is the n of WC? Should complete within 1 minute.
9 by 8.
9 by 8. Any other answer? You have already told n of 1, 2 is equal to n1 by n2. Okay? n1 by n2. N of WG means NW by.
NG.
If you simply neglect a well-known easy answer, okay,
Eight.
you are unfortunately moving back, okay, regarding the ranks, okay. So when you, take the simple question also serious, then only your rank will be in a high level. Please remember, okay. Don't underestimate any small question or big question, okay. You should be very care about each and every question, to have a better rank, okay. N of WG means N of W by N of G. What is N of W?
4 by 3.
3. Very good. By
3 by
3
2.
by 2. Okay. How much is?
8 by 9.
Somebody told 9 by 8, I think. Okay. Answer is 9 by 8 will also be in option 3. Okay. In option 2, 8 by 9. Option 3, 9 by 9. He will be asking, like, giving like that. Okay. So, understand what is relative refractive index? Okay. Now, velocity of light in water, you know already, that is 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay. What is the, it is given 2 into 10 power 8. Okay. What is the velocity of, this is in glass, you got 2 into 10 glass. What is the velocity of light in water? What is your answer? If the relative refractive index is 8 by 9, you know already. Relative refractive index is 8 by 9. Okay. Velocity of light of glass is given. Velocity of light of, velocity of light in water is asked. And relative refractive index is given. How you will be getting the answer? What is your formula you are going to use? What you are learning is most important. Okay, not a simple thing. Easy but important. Low level you are learning. We are going to move to higher levels also. But in low level learning also it is important. What is in the examination? Relative refractive index is given. N of WG is given. And velocity of light in glass also given. Using these two given data, he asked you to calculate the velocity of light in water. How you are going to proceed? You want me to give a hint?
2.22 into 10 power 8.
2.22
22.
into 10 power 8. Which
Yes.
formula?
Yes.
Formula what you are used? N of WG is equal to what is the formula you used?
Velocity in glass by velocity in water.
Velocity in
Velocity
water.
velocity in which medium?
Glass
Glass by water.
Glass
by
By
velocity in water.
Velocity of glass is in numerator or velocity of water is in numerator?
Glass is in.
Glass is numerator. Are you sure? Velocity of water is in denominator. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. Though n of 1, 2 is equal to n1 by n2, but n of 1, 2 is not equal to v1 by v2. But n of 1, 2 is equal to v2 by v1. That is the point you come to know now. Harshit. Okay. N of 1, 2 is equal to n1 by n2. But n of 1, 2 is not equal to V1 by V2. It is V2 by V1. And hence you should have to keep 2 into 10 to the power of 8 in numerator, then you will be getting the answer. Okay. Suppose if it is in the numerator, this is 8 by 9. Okay. It will come like this into 9 by 8. Okay. 18 by 8. Okay. 2 point. Okay, 2 point, approximately you will be getting a 2.2. Okay, 2.2 into 10 to the power of 8. Okay, now we are moving to some other model. Are you good at mirrors? Which mirror I have drawn here?
Concave.
Concave mirror. Okay. So, which mirror is this one?
Convex.
Okay. So, what is a concave mirror? How you give explanation or definition? What is mean by a concave mirror? How you obtain a concave mirror? Okay, anyhow, suppose we purchased or manufactured one concave mirror. What are the important applications of concave mirror? Important applications of concave mirror. There are two important applications frequently being asked in the examination. What are the two important applications of concave mirror? What is your answer?
So it is used in spectacle lenses.
Concave mirror is used in
Spectacle lenses.
I am able to listen. Please speak loud.
For spectacle lenses.
Again, I am not getting. Okay,
Sir, it is used by dentists.
that's very great. Dentist, you should immediately you should tell. It is used in dentist. Okay, one more answer. One application. It's good application. Most, first application you should tell when the question is asked. Application of concave mirror used by dentist. Okay. Second application. It is used at do you know this one? In
Hair
beauty-
saloons.
Hey, beauticians they are using. Okay, barbers, beauticians they are using. These are the important applications of concave. Two important applications you should remember. What about the convex application? What is your
Rear
answer?
view mirror of vehicles.
That's very good. Rear view, and one more answer.
Security mirrors.
Very good. Security and rear view mirrors. Okay. So first one is security mirror at ATM centers or shopping malls. Okay. Second one is rear view mirrors in automobile vehicles. Okay. Now a ray which is this is called what this point is called? Pole
Pole.
of the mirror. Okay. So I have drawn a ray. Okay. In which direction actually the ray is drawn? So this is what it is called?
Principal axis.
A ray which is parallel to principal axis. What happens to this ray?
Reflects towards focus.
Definitely it will be reflected after falling on the concave mirror, no doubt. Okay, it will be reflected. After being reflected, what happens to the ray?
Passes through focus.
It passes through. See, this is a, if you extend this particular curve, that is the reason why I asked how you get a concave mirror or convex mirror. Now I am telling the answer. What the question already I have asked. A convex or a concave mirror is a part of a hollow transparent sphere. It is a part of a hollow, not solid, hollow transparent sphere. So it's a part of a hollow transparent sphere. This is a hollow transparent sphere. Just I am considering I cut a part of the hollow transparent sphere. Okay. Now I am going to obtain this particular piece. Okay. This hollow transparent sphere definitely possessing a certain center of curvature. Okay. So this is called radius of the hollow transparent sphere. Okay. So this is called center of the hollow transparent sphere. A part of that is of course a small piece, transparent piece. I have coated one of the sides with opaque materials. When it is coated with so this is called coated side. If the coated side is outward, then it is called as a concave mirror. Okay. So it is a part of a hollow transparent sphere. Okay. Coated the outside of a surface with an opaque material. Okay. So when it is coated with opaque material, automatically it is going to become a concave mirror. Okay. When a parallel beam of light is falling, automatically it is passing through the focus. That is a first important point. Okay. Second point, if the light is passing from a focal point, if the light ray is passing from focal point, so in which direction it is going to be reflected?
Parallel to the principal axis.
How you conclude that? Complete the sentence. A light ray which is falling, which is passing through the focus. A light ray which is passing through the focus after reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. I think you understood. Okay. Now another light ray which is passing from center of curvature and falling on the mirror. In which direction it is going to be deviated?
It retraces its path.
That's very good. It retraces its path. Okay. Now I am going to ask some important questions. The basic idea already you came to know, and hence I can ask some more important questions. Okay. So this is center of curvature. So this is focus. Already you know the idea about center of curvature and focal point. An object kept beyond, center of curvature. An object is kept beyond center of curvature. Okay. Can you tell the nature of the image? Nature of the image. Question is asked. ABCD options will be given to you. Which
Real-
option you are going to opt?
Real
An object, again I am repeating, an object kept beyond the center of curvature, the image is going to be formed dash. What is your answer?
In
Huh?
real inverted,
And again tell me the answer.
real inverted
Very
and
good.
enlarged.
Real,
Inverted,
inverted, very good.
enlarged.
diminished.
Enlarged, are you sure?
Sir, diminished.
Enlarged. Real is good. Inverted is good. What about this one?
Diminished.
Diminished.
Diminished, sir.
Let us see what is you already just now you came to understand the concept of the ray mechanism which is falling on the mirror. We will be checking, no problem. Okay, you tell, suppose enlarged or diminished. Any more? You told real, inverted, enlarged. One more important point you missed. What is
Between
that?
focus and center of curvature. Between focus and center of curvature.
Focus, it is.
The image
Image is
will be formed
You tell me
between
the
focus and the center of curvature.
first you tell me where it is going to be formed. First you tell the answer.
Between focus and center of curvature.
Between focus and
Center of curvature.
that's very good. That is important point. The image is going to be formed in between F and C. Your answer must be. Understand? If the object is beyond C, the image is going to be formed in between F and C. Very good. Okay. Now second question. If the object is at C, what is your answer?
The image is formed at C.
To see.
Don't worry about really inverted. First you tell where it is going to be formed.
At C.
To see.
Very good. That's very good. At C only it is going to be formed. Okay. Suppose if the object is in between F and C, what is your answer?
Beyond C.
Beyond.
That's smart answer. Perfect. Okay. If the object is at F, what is your answer?
Infinity.
Very good.
Infinity.
Infinite, at infinite is right answer. Okay. If the object is in between P and F, what is your answer?
On the other side. The mirror.
On the other side of the mirror. Very good.
Yes.
Can you now you tell the 3 points?
Virtual, erect, and
Virtual is right answer. Second
Erect.
one.
erect,
Very good. Erect is right answer. Third one.
enlarged.
Very good. Enlarged. Okay. If the object is in between F and C, again I am repeating. If the object is in between F and C, can you tell the 3 important factors?
Real,
Very good. Real,
inverted,
inverted.
enlarged.
Very good. If the object is at C, what is your answer?
Real,
Real,
inverted,
inverted,
at okay, same size.
same
Same
size.
size.
Same size.
Same size. If size is same, what is the magnification?
1.
Very good. 1. Okay. If the object is beyond C, my first question now I am asking. If the object is beyond C, now you tell the answer.
Real,
Real,
inverted,
inverted,
diminished.
diminished. Okay. That's important. Okay. If the object is at F, what is your answer?
Real,
Real,
inverted,
inverted,
enlarged. Highly enlarged.
highly enlarged, infinitely enlarged. Okay. Because it is forming at infinity. So if the object is at infinity, only one point we missed. All the possible, existence of the object positions we discussed. Only one thing we missed, that is, if the object is at infinity. What is the meaning of object is at infinity? What is the
Very
nature of the light coming from the object is at infinity?
parallel lines.
Very good. Parallel. Okay. Do you know the reason why it is parallel? Why, if the object is at infinity, why it is called, how it is becoming parallel? Okay.
Since it's
Suppose
parallel.
if you take a, suppose if you take a bulb. Okay. A bulb is consisting of filament, 2 terminals. Is it not? Okay. Suppose this bulb is glowing. When you are giving a power supply, automatically bulb is going to be glowing. Okay. So when bulb is glowing, if you suppose the observer is here, okay, suppose the observer is from here, he is here he is observing this particular light coming out of this bulb. Okay. So when light is coming, if you see, there are different rays falling on the retina of the eye. Okay. So when bulb is very close, okay, so there may be a chance of the light rays meeting in different directions. Okay. Suppose the observer is keep on moving away from the, bulb. Okay. See, a ray which is going, okay, a ray which is going in this direction, only the straight ray, only meeting, only is going to fall on the retina of the, the eye. Okay. Any small deviation from the source, it will be moving away. Okay. It is missing the target. Okay. Only straight ray is only meeting the, falling on the retina. If you keep on moving away and away, okay, only straight rays are only meeting. The other, any small deviation is there, definitely it will be missing again. Okay. How much is the distance of the object compared from the, source distance, when it is measured from the source, that much is the accuracy in its rectilinearity or straightness. Okay. The light only straightly, the light rays which are exactly, parallel to the observer, only meeting, falling on the retina. All other, any small deviated or all other light rays which are making an angle, okay, they will be missing the target. So that is the important point here. Okay. If the source and observer distance is more and more, only straight rays only meeting, connecting the source and observer. Okay. If the distance is less, automatically more rays which are not parallel also falling on the observer retina. Okay. If the retina is observer eye is very longer distance, definitely only parallel beam will be going. Okay. Sunlight is coming to the earth. So this is earth. Okay. Sun is at 14.5 crores, very long distance. Okay. So what type of beam you can expect from sun? Only parallel only. Why? Because any small angle, if it is making at the sun, definitely it will be missing the earth. Okay. Only the ray exactly coming straight, only meeting there. All other deviated, small deviated light rays are just simply missing the earth. Okay. And hence the light coming out of sun is called as a parallel beam, because object is at a highly, far distance. Okay. So that is the reason why, the rays emerging out of longer objects is, considered as a parallel beam. That is the reason. Okay. Now the question. An object which is having a length of 10 centimeter. An object is having a length of 10 centimeter, kept like this. An object of 10 centimeter kept like this. Okay. If the focal length of the mirror is 10 centimeter, what is the size of the image going to be formed? What is your answer? Already you know the formation of image by the concave mirrors. Okay. So at different positions, if you keep on, keep the object and observe the image positions and the nature of the image, already we had a discussion. Okay. If the object is kept like this, a rod, let it be some rod of length 10 centimeters, before a concave mirror of focal length 10 centimeter. Okay. What is the nature of the image formed by the concave mirror, and what is the size of the object going to be? What is your answer?
So size of object 5 centimeter.
Object
5 centimeter.
5 centimeter. How?
Yes.
Where it is going to be formed?
Between F and C. One end will be at F
between
and C. FNC.
Between F and C.
One
Like
end
this?
will get, yeah.
Like this?
But
Huh?
the other side.
This one here,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
like this, 5 centimeter.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. So which formula you used?
1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to
1
by
by F is equal to
1 by V plus 1 by U
1 by V.
plus
Uh,
1 by U
1 by F, how much you taken?
minus 10. Minus 10.
1 by U.
Minus of minus 30.
Are you sure what you are telling?
Yes, sir. Minus 30.
Suppose F is equal to 20 centimeters. Suppose F is equal to 20 centimeters. Okay. Let it be some 15 centimeters. F is equal to 15 centimeters. Okay. If the object is at 40 centimeters, object is at 40 centimeters, F is equal to 15 centimeters. Okay. This is C, this is F, F is equal to 15, object is at 40 centimeters. Okay. If the object is moved by 20 centimeters towards the mirror, if the object is moved towards the mirror, okay, how much distance the image is going to be moved? In which direction? Again, I am repeating, F is 15 centimeters and object is at initially at 40 centimeter. Object is initially at 40 centimeter. Okay. If the object is moved towards the mirror by 20 centimeters, how the image is going to be changed? The position of the image is going to be changed. What is your answer? Take 2 to 4 minutes, no problem.
The object will, the image will move 36 centimeters away from
Image is moved.
36 centimeter away from the mirror.
Very good. 36 centimeter away from
Mirror.
I think Neha is telling the answer.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. If the refractive index of glass is 1.5, we already came to know 1.5. Is it not? Okay. 1.5. What is the critical angle of the glass? Critical angle of the glass is angle C is equal to how much? Refractive index is 1.5 given. Angle C is asked. What is your answer?
Sine inverse 2 by 3.
Sine inverse
2 by 3.
one by sine C n. Okay. 1 by n. Okay. 1 by n means 2 by 3. Understanding? So, shall we change the topic? Shall I ask, any other question from other concepts? Semiconductor, somebody asked. Okay. And yesterday, I asked a question. So, this is, I don't know whether you solved or not. The question is asked, this is 5 ohm, this is 10 ohm. Okay, so this is what is the power in 5 ohm resistance? The question is asked. Neha, especially I am asking you
Yes.
to check the level of preparation. Yours seems to be good. Let me confirm. If you are able to solve, no doubt, openly I am saying you are good at, absolutely good at preparation. Make it solve the problem within 3 to 4 minutes. Don't take more than the time. Try to solve. I think Neha is preparing well. That's why I am keep changing the questions. Let me check the level of preparation.
So 20 watt, 20,
20 watt.
I think.
Can you tell me the current in 5 ohm resistance? Let it be some I1, let it be some I2. What is the current in 5 ohm resistance? What is your answer? I am writing here. I1 is equal to? What is net resistance? Total or net resistance? What is your
10.
answer, Neha?
10 by 3 ohms. 10 by 3 ohms.
10 by
3.
3,
Yes. So I1 is 1 ohm, 1 ampere.
I1 is 1 amp.
Yes, sir.
So 10 by 3 ohm net. So what is the I value? Let it be some I. This is I, I1, I2. What is I value?
3 ampere.
I is 3 amp.
Yes, sir.
V by R. V by R means 10 by 10 by 3 is 3 amp. Very good. Okay. So it must be in 5 ohm, it must be.
1 ampere. 1.
You are confusing, Neha. Neha, tell me one question.
2 ampere.
Current freely passes in which resistance? 5 or 10?
Freely through 5.
Resistance, current able to move free.
5.
Very good. So, in which resistance more current is going to be moving?
5.
Very good. So, among 3 parts of current, it will be
2.
sharing in which ratio?
2:1.
5:10 ratio. Is it not? 5:10 means 1:2. Is it not?
Yes.
Current is going to be 3 amp current is going to be divided into 1:2 ratio. Okay. And you also came to know that through 5 ohm, more current is expected to be passing. So definitely 3 parts of current is going to be divided into 1 amp and 2 amp. So which current is going to be passed into 5 ohm? What is your answer?
2 amp.
Why you told 1 amp?
By mistake, sir.
By mistake. If you keep doing like that, okay, I think you know the consequence. Okay, don't do. Okay, you must be very accurate and very alert, because you must be very alert, not on the problem, on the achieving rank. Okay, that is your goal. So it is a 2 amp. So then what is P? P is equal to, what is the formula you are going to use?
V square by R.
V square by R. Here you know already I. I square into
R.
Anyhow. So I is a 3 amp.
So you
3 amp. Okay. I
you should
square
take
is
2
a
amp.
9. R is a 5. So what is your answer?
Sir,
Ah.
so yours
Sir,
power
it should
5
be
ohm. You should take 2
I mean,
amp.
sorry, it is 2 amp, no?
Yes, sir.
This is 2 amp. That is
4.
4. 4 into
5.
5.
20.
You told the answer well, though you are saying 1 amp. Suppose if it is 1 amp, what is your answer? 1
Sir,
into 5. You would have told you supposed to say 5 what?
Sir, I took V square by R. Since
Okay, V square by R. What is the value of V?
V is
Across
10.
5 ohm? What?
10.
Across 5 ohm?
10.
Across 5 ohm is 10. Previously, you understood as if 5 volts. Is it not 1 amp? No? According to your previous assumption, it is 5 volt. Okay, let it be some exact value 10. Okay, 10 square by 5.
R. 5.
Again, okay. Suppose your previous assumption 5 into 1, 5 volts, 25 by 5. Again, you should get 5. But how? I don't know how you got 20. Though you
Sir.
got 1 amp answer, no problem. Anyhow, you are good. Okay. One more question. Again, I am asking. Yesterday I asked, but try to tell the answer. What I mean, this is, I'll write here. Is it clear? The question is, what is your answer? We are going to finish.
20 ohms.
Your answer is 20 ohm.
Yes, sir.
RAB.
Yes. Sir.
Okay. Ten grams of ice cube. Okay. At minus 5 degrees centigrade. 10 grams of ice cube at minus 5 degrees centigrade is dropped in 100 grams of water. Okay, 100 grams of water in which 10 grams of ice cube at minus 5 degrees is dropped in 100 grams of water. Okay, which is at okay 30 degrees centigrade. Okay, what is the final temperature of the homogeneous mixture? 10 grams of ice cube at minus 5 degrees centigrade is dropped in 100 grams of water at 30 degrees centigrade. What is the final temperature of the homogeneous mixture? So before this, I am going to ask one more question. Dash degrees centigrade is equal to dash degrees Fahrenheit. Let it be some x degrees centigrade is equal to some x degrees Fahrenheit. X is equal to how much? X degrees centigrade is equal to x degrees Fahrenheit. X is equal to how much? Neha, what is your answer? So before solving this, please try to tell this answer for this question. X degrees centigrade is equal to X degrees Fahrenheit. What is X?
Minus 45.
Minus,
45.
let the answer be checked. Let it be checked. Okay. So before this answer is wrong. Okay. Anyhow, we'll see. Okay. But you are very near to the answer. Okay. Before this question, let me ask one more question. What is the human temperature? In degrees centigrade. What is the temperature of the human body in Fahrenheit? Our body temperature.
98.
Fahrenheit or degrees?
Fahrenheit.
Very good. What is in degrees centigrade? In degrees centigrade. What is the formula for conversion of degrees centigrade to degrees Fahrenheit? Degrees centigrade is equal to how you are going to obtain? Degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 into, do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? We have already told minus X is, X degree centigrade is equal to X degrees Fahrenheit. Let the X be kept in the position of degrees centigrade and degrees Fahrenheit. That is, X is equal to X minus 32 into 5 by 9. Is it not? So what is the next step? Human body temperature, you will be getting 36.67 around like this. You calculate. Same formula. I have already given the answer here. Let it be checked later. Okay. X is equal to X minus 32 into 5 by 9. So 9X is equal to X minus 32 into 5. That is 5X. How much is this value? Is it okay? So 9X minus 5X is equal to minus 160. That is 4X is equal to minus 160. X is equal to minus 160 by 4. That is equal to minus 40. So what must be the answer here? Neha?
So minus 40.
Very good. You are good. If you are able to come once, it will be very nice, if possible. Okay. Okay. Anyhow, we had, I think, we had some good, valuable discussion on several topics. Okay. And of course, I am going to conclude this session. Okay. Thank you very much. Mute yourself.
Hi guys, I just need to announce two things here. Okay, the first thing is that we're taking just 1 hour break. Okay, after 1 hour, there will be chemistry demo class. Okay, then the second thing is that on your mobile screens, there will be a feedback option. Okay, you can feedback us on this particular the class which was going on. You can give us feedback also. Okay, we are just taking 1 hour break. Then the same link will work for you. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you like it. Don't forget to give feedback. Okay.